Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to my world, folks. Welcome to Talk Leadership with Cedrick. Everybody needs a little TLC, and I am Cedrick LaFleur, your host, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Talk Leadership with Cedrick is where we focus on leadership and personal growth with business leaders, educators, and local thought leaders. Our goal is to introduce our audience to leaders who are making an impact with innovative ideas. Our guiding leadership principle is the law of contribution, the law of consistency, which says motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you going and growing. So you have to develop the good habits that lead to success. Now, you see, just showing up is 80% of success. Some people just don't show up. So you can beat them pretty easily by just being consistent in showing up. The boss, Bruce Springsteen, said, a time comes when you need to stop waiting for the man or woman you want to become and start being the man or woman you want to be. And I really, really love that. And I agree with that. So tonight we have another dynamic leader who has been showing up consistently. Now, every week I like to do a proper introduction of my guest. So let me do a proper introduction of Miss Susan Sterle. Welcome to the show, Susan.
It's nice to see you. It's nice to be here.
Well, it's nice. I'm glad that you're here. I'm excited to have you here and excited about having a great show. So let me do a proper introduction of Susan. So from her studio in a 100-year-old house she restored in the historic downtown Temple, Texas area, Susan is creating images of the things she loves using oil and canvas. See, whether it's a study of shadow and light and instill life, the spirit of a cherished pet, or the calm pastoral beauty of the nearby countryside, she is living her dream. She's a graduate of the University of Texas in Austin with a degree in fine arts. She keeps the wolves at bay by teaching art classes and workshops and working as a graphic designer and photographer. Susan has been painting and drawing since she was the young, tender age of 10 years old, but she feels that there's always room for improvement. Now, Susan has over 30 years of experience in communication and content creation, graphic design, print design, photography, and web editing. Her strengths include understanding a client's business goals, personal values, and budget to translate and convert information into a successful final product that leads to a return of investment for our clients. Now, family is a major part of Susan's life, and as she has been busy this year taking care of, or until recently, her brother and her mother, who is 87 years old. Now, her brother transitioned in August of this year, and our condolences go out to Susan and our family. But he continues to live on in his spirit and in her mind and in her heart. See, whenever she has a chance, you will find her enjoying nature, painting outdoors, biking, fishing, kayaking, and simply enjoying the playtime with her miniature Dachshund, Sophie.
Dachshund, yeah. My miniature dachshund, Sophie.
Dachshund,
Yeah.
Sophie, and all of the time scouting for the perfect location for her next plein air creation. Absolutely love it. So welcome, Susan, to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you on the show for a number of reasons, but my a guilty reason is because you have this talent that I don't have. I remember first time working with you, Jim
Carruthers.
Gave me your contact information, and talking to you, talking about what I envisioned for marketing collateral for LaFleur Leadership Institute, right? And I can visualize it. I'm just not the artistic type, right? And you came back with, boom, this power brochure that took me back to my corporate days.
Well, thank you.
So that's one of the reasons why I want to have you on the show, because I think that other people need to experience your services. They need it, because I've seen some of the brochures that are out there, okay, and they need your service. All right. Okay.
Well, I really appreciate the referral. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk. That's what we're gonna be talking about tonight, folks. So Susan, let's just get started. I know I read your bio, but our audience really like to hear from you, your journey to leadership, and how did you get to where you are today?
Well, I guess I started my leadership journey when I was 14, and that happened. What happened when I was 14 was that my brother was a gymnast, and he had an accident, and fell on his head basically, and broke his neck. And now was a quadriplegic from the neck down. And since up to that point, he was very active. He was my hero. He really was my hero all throughout my adolescence. And he had this horrible accident. And my mother, who is also my hero, he got hurt down in Florida, and we were living in Illinois. And they had him down there, and my mom went down there, my mom and dad, and it was a 6-month journey for him to get back up in his chair and to get back into life, my brother. But I watched my mother, who really took on the leadership role of getting him to be independent, to learn everything he could about living as a quadriplegic. And she showed me by example how to, take care of your family. So basically, by the time my brother got home, our family, I have one younger sister and one older brother. We learned how to get Mark out of bed, turn him, range him, which is moving him before he gets in his chair. We all learned how to get him into the chair, strap him in. And we learned how to take care of him, feed him, and all of that kind of thing. And so when something really bad happens like that, the family gets together and is a major support to that person who's handicapped. And I found that, the handicap, when someone becomes handicapped, a family has to pull together in order to make that person successful. And we did. And she was the lead in that. My dad was the leader of the family, but my mother really, was the person that, told my brother, look, guy, you're going to live through this, and you're going to get through it, and you're going to live. And I watched this. And then I watched my brother become very independent, go back to school. He was in college at the time. And he went back to school and got his master's in computer science, owned his own home, was incredibly independent, hired his own helpers, worked as a programmer for 20 years, had a band, played the harmonica.
Wow.
And just went on. And he was just the greatest guy. And he's always been my hero, and my mother's always been my hero, because and he was this way for roughly 43 years. He was independent up to the very last year of his life. And but that particular thing that my mother did, showed us what leadership was all about and how to take care of, family. And it was very profound.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome that she led that charge and then helped you guys learn to adapt and help your brother live a strong, independent, a long, independent life. Awesome. So tell us something fun and interesting about Susan.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I have an RV and I can back it up like nobody's business. I like to ride bicycles and be active. What else? Uh, you know, those kind of things.
Okay, well, hopefully I know you say you can back it up like nobody's business. Hopefully you can drive it forward as well.
Oh yeah, I can drive it forward. But backing it up that's the real challenge,
Okay, all right. I
Putting
might
it
have
where
to.
you want it. That's where it needs to be is the problem.
Okay, all right. I might have to talk to you about that because we've been talking about getting an RV. We watch these RV living shows all the time and to get ideas. And I have a church member of mine that just came back from I think they were gone for 6 weeks or 8 weeks in their RV, and he has a big diesel, whatever
Yes.
it's a real big one. And
Well,
uh,
mine doesn't actually have an engine. I have a truck, and
okay,
it's not a motor RV. It's just an RV
like a
trailer.
fifth wheel or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
all right, awesome. Well, living that RV life, I know it can be fun and adventurous because you can just wake up and say we're going here,
well,
and
it's not that easy. There is a learning curve. There's a lot to learn about it.
okay, all right. So, Susan, tell us about your business niche.
Well, I am a graphic designer, and that includes a lot of different varied things. I've have more than 35 years experience in graphic design, and graphic design includes print design, which is my primary focus and expertise, but I also do web editing and web design. And I go from print to digital very easily. As you know, I can take your brochures and make digital brochures out of them, which is a thing that's on your website that we've worked on.
Yes.
Let's see. I also do photography, and so I have a very long photography background. Also, can create social media graphics with that, so digital graphics, and then also make all those consistent within messaging. You want your message to be consistent throughout the different media,
Hmm.
and so I help you with that too. And I try to make it easy for people. I try to make it where there are no surprises. You know how much everything's going to cost up front, and so I hate surprises, and I hate to surprise my customers.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that because I don't like surprises
Right.
either when it comes to my business part of it, right? Um, so um, you are what I call the super marketing collateral person.
Well,
Uh,
that's awesome. I really appreciate that.
yeah. And as I said at the beginning of the show, you helped me put together this really awesome brochure, both hard copy as well as electronic, right? And I've gotten a lot of feedback, positive feedback on that medium. And for me, it's important to understand and to know that it's important for me to understand and know that I have a high quality product when I'm giving to my customer, right? I
Right.
don't want to have this low end type of thing. So help us understand what this, because you talked about branding as well when we were putting this together,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Having this consistent brand. Help us understand why is that so important for your business?
The importance of branding.
Yeah, and the part of brand having consistent branding across
Right.
different
Well,
mediums.
you want everyone, when you put something out there, whether it be digital material or print material, you want it all to be branded the same so that they know it's by you. It's by LaFleur Leadership Institute. This Facebook post is LaFleur Leadership Institute, and this is and Cedrick is the one talking to you. And so that's what you want to come across with every media that you put out there, whether it be print or on your website or your social media. on all the different media that you use. It needs to all be consistent. So it's kind of like the Coca-Cola, when you see Coca-Cola, you know what you're going to get. And when you see Cedric LaFleur, you know what you're going to get, with no matter what your messaging is or what your media is. When you're handing them a brochure, you want it to be high quality, and you want the high quality to be LaFleur Leadership Institute.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's very important to be consistent so that your market knows it's you that is talking.
Yeah, sort of like when you drive, no matter where in the country or outside of the country you are, and you see those golden arches,
That's
you,
right.
you know that it's McDonald's, and you know it's going to be consistent, right?
Right. You know what you're going to get when you walk into McDonald's.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what I love about your business. Because one of the things that you did for me, which was an outstanding experience, and that's what I want our audience to know as well. You asked me that question about consistency in my, because you looked at an old brochure that I had, and you said, "Hey, what do you plan to do with that one? And should we make the new one? Should we also recreate that one to make it consistent with the new one that we're making?"
Right, exactly. So
Yeah.
that they both look similar and they both look like they're coming from you.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
another question I would ask you too is, how are you going to use this brochure? Who are you going to give this brochure to? And what are you trying to sell? What's your product? Before we go into making a brochure, I want to know what your product is, and who you're going to be putting the brochure in front of, so that the information in the brochure is consistent with that person, or that market that you're selling to.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Um, so what would you say, Susan, is the thing that separates your business from other businesses that's in this industry?
Well, I am a small business with a lot of experience. That's what I am. And um, basically, what separates me is that I can take and meet someone and get to know their business, and then give them back a product that suits them. Whether, I look at your personal person, what your likes and dislikes are, and then also your business, because all of it kind of is meshed together. And then my goal is to give you a product back without a lot of muss and fuss. Hopefully the very first time you pretty much get what you need.
Yeah,
So that's what.
that's definitely awesome. And being a creative type, right? You visualize these things, whereas I know what I want, but I know it in words versus you see it. I guess and you can then um,
Well,
conceptualize it.
yeah, one of my strengths is that, and sometimes people don't think this is a strength, but that I'm very direct, and I can kind of mush out the unwanted material and give you directly the message, without any, muss or fuss. And so what that does is it makes your brochure very clear, concise, and the message comes across very clearly. So that's what another one of my strengths is, that I can take a lot of information, take the gold in that information, and
Mhm.
then give it back to you in a brochure with wonderful photographs. Photographs are worth 1,000 words, and
Mhm.
then a small amount of words.
Yes. So, what would you say has been like the best part of owning your own business? A lot of people say, "I want to be my own boss, and I want to do this, I want to do that." But what's been for you? What's been the best part of owning your own business?
The best part of owning your own business is kind of creating it for yourself. You're the one driving the train, and you get to, uh, you know, manage your time, your abilities. You figure out what your strengths are, and you get to create a business of your own instead of following another person's vision of a business. You
Yeah.
have freedom. You can charge what you want. You can those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I
You can.
enjoy talking to people. You can kind of do what you enjoy, and what you're good
Yeah.
at.
Awesome. Well, I know that we talk about at LaFleur Leadership at one of the institute and one of the boot camps that I partner with some friends on. We talk about this concept of multiple streams of income.
Right. Exactly.
And you are a lady that has multiple streams of income, right? So I was surprised to hear, I didn't know about all these things that you were doing outside of the marketing thing. So on the screen, you have sterledesign.com. Go to that
Right.
website, check out some things. And we'll talk. You'll tell them what they'll find there. But then you also have Susan Sterle
Uh-huh.
Art.com,
Yes.
right? And
That's
then
right.
you also are owner of a bed and breakfast.
That's right.
All right.
Airbnb in downtown Temple. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about that first, and then we'll get back to the
Okay.
art and design.
Well, in 2007, I bought this property, which was basically a barn, and which means there was no air conditioning. It needed leveling. It needed walls. It needed electricity. It needed all these things. And 2 years later, after many gray hairs, and I cover the gray now, but I don't highly recommend renovating an old house, but it was a challenge. And I lived there for 10 years and did graphic design downstairs and pretty much lived upstairs. And I raised my son, who's now 25. And then when my mother moved here 4 years ago, she bought a house here. And I moved out and created an Airbnb upstairs, which is a 3-bedroom Airbnb upstairs. As it's basically an apartment. I created a kitchen upstairs. There's a little half kitchen upstairs and a living room. There's a link. If you go to Airbnb and do Sterle Historical Home, you can find it. It has a 5-star rating. And it's a very good cash flow item. It pays for the studio downstairs and the gallery, and people really enjoy staying there. I enjoy meeting the people that come in, and I enjoy doing short-term leasing, and I have it listed in VRBO and Airbnb, and so that you have a larger market looking at your property. That's one of the things I would do if I had an Airbnb. You can link the calendars on Airbnb and VRBO, and so that you don't overbook.
Oh,
And and it gives you a larger market. People that are on Airbnb see it, but then also people on VRBO see it, and not just one or the other.
wow. All right. So that's one
Yeah,
stream of income.
that's
You
right.
also have sterledesign.com, which is right on the screen. Tell our audience, what do they see when they
When you
go
go
there?
to sterledesign.com, you see the brochures up at the top. I have, you can see examples of you go to the portfolio and you can see examples of the brochures, books and magazines. I've done a Temple book that was roughly, I think, 200 pages, logos, logo design, photography, social media design, and then I also do fine art, which includes painting, and I sell a lot of paintings. So,
Okay.
but
And you have one right behind you, right?
right, I do have one behind me. This is a 3 foot by 2 foot. It's already sold. It's a blue bonnet, oil on canvas painting. But I would paint another one if somebody wanted it. It's a good over the fireplace painting for
Okay. All
you know,
right. That
Texas.
one is sold, but you can get
That one is
another one.
sold.
You can get your very own. All right. Um, so then you also have Susan Sterle Art.
Right. And Susan Sterle Art, what you'll see there is a portfolio of art that I've done. And you can see I do a whole lot of dog portraits for people, commission paintings. And that's a stream of income for me. And so you go to susansterleart.com and you go to the animals page, and there's all kinds of dogs and uh, asses, animals like uh, cows and things like that. But I mean, I also do barns. I've done barn commissions for people, and but dogs are my favorite. But I'll do, whatever. So I
Wow.
enjoy it, and I also do portraits for people portraits.
Yeah. So this Susan is the epitome of an entrepreneur, right? Everything that you need from a graphic design, whether it's art, print, whatever, you need all canvas. Boom, she's done it. You want to talk about, hey, has she ever done anything for famous celebrities? Yeah, she has some of those experiences as well. So what I want you to understand, audience, what I want you to take from tonight is two things. One, entrepreneurship, multiple streams of income around entrepreneurship. Okay. The next thing I want you to take is go and look at Susan, some of the work that Susan does. I can testify because I'm a customer, and look at some of the things that she's put together for you to utilize in your business, right? Those are the two things I want you to take away. I want you to go and patronize her business. Okay. Now, Susan, let's keep going. Okay. So, um, how have your priorities changed since you first started? Well, you have multiple businesses, but since you first started any of your business, how has your priorities changed?
Well, I started out when I got out of school. I started out, of course, working for lots of different companies, and I learned a lot from all of those. And then I did have my own business for a while, and then went to work for another company, and now I'm back into entrepreneurship. But my family has been my main focus for the last 2 years or so,
Okay.
especially with Mark in decline, and then my mother aging and living with my mom. So the entrepreneurship has given me freedom in order to take care of my family when they needed it. So it's helped a whole lot. I've been able to really focus in on my mom and also my brother. So, and then, of course, when you get out of college, your focus is your career and working 12 hours a day and all that stuff and trying to learn as much as you can. I'm always trying to learn, but
Hey, we have to continually grow ourselves, right?
right. And then, of course, the focus is just trying to grow what I'm already doing and become better at the Airbnb and become better at the Sterle design and become, more. How am I going to market this better? How am I going to increase my cash flow and things with the things that I'm already doing?
Okay. All the
So
important things in life is understanding finances in your business, and then how are you going to have the cash flow to continue to do the things that you need to do to scale your business and to grow and expand.
exactly,
So if a
you did that
client was
so much better than I did.
if a client was sitting here right now outside of me, right, what would they say about you and your service?
I would like for them to say that I am very honest and direct, and you're not going to have any surprises with her, and she will do the best job that she can um, with the information that she has, and she will, try not to give you any surprises as far as price and what you're going to receive and those kinds of things. And I'm going to try to give you more than what you expect.
Awesome. Exceeding expectations is definitely important. So, what would you say has been one of the biggest challenges that you faced um, during your entrepreneurial journey?
Um, let's see. During my entrepreneurial, okay. The biggest challenge with an entrepreneurial journey is basically cash flow.
Mm.
And so basically waiting for the check to come in and paying the bills. That's the hardest thing. And you have to be calm about it. If the check doesn't come in, you got to be calm and you got to know that the check's coming in, and you just have to be able to be calm, basically. And cash flow is the biggest problem, I believe, in any small business. What you're spending your money on, but also what you're billing out at. Am I billing enough? Am I doing enough jobs? But then also spending the money on things that you need rather than what you think you need. Those things are because I've spent a lot of money on stuff I thought I needed this, and I had to have it. I went ahead and got it, and then when you get it, you're going, well, I didn't really need to spend that money. I should have just left the money in the bank. And
Yes.
the hard part's keeping the money in the
Yes.
bank.
Yes, it's keeping it is definitely a hard part. I agree with you. So, Susan, we have a segment on the show, and we've come to that time where we call it "Would You Rather." So, for audience members, you can respond as well by putting your answers in the chat. But, Susan, you're going to give us your answer. So, we're going to play a round of "Would You Rather."
I don't know about this. Would you?
Yeah, it's always fun. So, would you rather meet your great grandparents or your great grandchildren?
Oh, my great grandchildren.
Great grandchildren. All right.
Yeah.
Would you rather have more money or more time?
I'd rather have more time.
More time. All right. Would you rather have $1 million or 1,000,000 friends?
Oh, 1 million friends is really a large thing to manage. I could probably manage $1 million easier.
That's a good way to put
It's
that.
just honest. I'm just trying to be honest.
I like that. Audience, remember, put your replies in the chat. So,
Yeah, I would like to know other people's answer to that one too, because
yes. For me, I would rather have the $1 million too. Having that many friends is just way too much to manage. You're right. So, would you rather be stuck in an elevator or stuck on an escalator? I mean, stuck in an elevator or stuck on a ski lift?
a ski lift for sure. I'd want to have an easel though in my paint and stuff, so I could paint while I'm up there.
All right. See, I don't want that ski lift. I would just jump because all I could see is myself falling way down, and I would end up just let me just go ahead and get it over with. Let me just.
Oh no, you can't do that. You have to persevere and stay on the lift. You can't just get it over with.
Yeah. Let me just get it over with now. They said in 5 hours we'll have someone get you down. Oh no.
Oh no, yeah, now that could cause some problems, but I can think of.
Yes. Would you rather have a sports stadium named after you or have a university named after you?
The university.
University. All right. Would you rather have your own private island or your own private jet?
Oh, wow. That I wouldn't have to pay for and stuff? It's
Yes.
like all paid for.
Yes.
I'd rather have the jet.
The jets. All right.
Because I'd like to go a lot of different places, not just that island.
All right. Would you rather be able to read or be able to travel?
Oh, travel.
Travel.
Mhm.
I can have signs or get somebody to show me how to. All right. A couple more here. Would you rather be a ninja or would you rather be a pirate?
Oh, uh, I would rather be a ninja. I want to be the good guy.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Last one, would you rather have $1 million in Amazon gift cards or $100,000 in real money?
Oh, wow. Oh, I'd take the money.
You'll take the money. All right. So I'm gonna take those Amazon gift cards because pretty much you're buying everything on Amazon anyway. So
That's true. You could buy whatever you wanted, I suppose. Maybe
yes.
can I take that one back?
Yeah. Thank you for playing that round of Would You Rather.
That's cute.
Well, thank you. So, what strategies did you first use to market your business?
I use a lot of social media. I don't do a lot of print design. It's mostly word of mouth and social media um, mainly.
Okay, all right. A lot of entrepreneurs, Susan, decide to give up, throw in the towel, um, because one, it's either not working out the way they thought it was going to work out. It was a lot harder than they thought it was going to be. Um, so, what advice would you give to someone who is right now listening to you, and man, she's been successful. How can I do this? I can't do it. I'm gonna quit.
Well, when I would say that when you want to quit, it means you look at yourself and you go, okay, I just want to quit. You can say you're going to quit and be frustrated and upset for 5 minutes. You give yourself 5 minutes and then you go, okay, what usually I think what that means is that you need to learn something new and that you need to grow. And so when you're ready to quit, it means that you really need to learn something new and grow yourself so that you can overcome whatever the problem is that you have with or let's say you have a problem with a customer. Then you can ask the question, well, how could I have done that differently the next time? Or how should I have done, um, how should I have responded to my customer differently than I did at this one? So you always want to try to learn from the hard parts, the hard issues that you're going through. And that's, I think, what makes people want to quit. And even if you lose money or you're broke or whatever, it's always because you have something that you need to fix and learn and maybe not spend your money on whatever you thought you needed and keep the money in the bank the next time. So it's all about the next thing that you do. And part of my problem is I like to beat myself up. And
Hmm.
I think it's always I used to take everything personally, and you have to divorce yourself from what's happening out there, and you have to say, okay, this is just a learning thing. I'm going to try again. There are other customers out there, there's other experiences that I can do. I'm going to get better. The first painting that you do when you go to an art class is not going to be your best painting. So you want to keep painting and keep making mistakes, and that's when you learn and grow. And so when you want to quit, you let yourself quit for 5 minutes, and then you stop quitting and you keep going. And
Come
you
back
try to
and
learn what the problem is and
yes.
overcome it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that with our audience, and hopefully someone will pick this up. We're talking to Miss Susan Sterle, and Susan is a serialpreneur. And if you're just tuning in, you'll notice that we have her information in the chats. We also have it up on the screen, and feel free to go to her websites and check her out and see what she's doing. Patronize her business. Whether you're looking for an Airbnb in Temple, Texas, she has that. If you're looking for canvas art, she has that. If you're looking for marketing collateral for your business, social media collateral, then you need to reach out to Susan. She can definitely help you in each one of those areas. So, knowing what you know now, Susan, is there anything you would have done differently, that you would do differently than you have done in the past?
Well, um, I would have I had the last position I had with a company. I really did not enjoy, and I didn't enjoy working there, and and I had a very difficult time because I think I'm basically entrepreneurial, and I'm really not the employee, kind of
Mhm.
person. But my middle name is Perseverance, Hard-headed, and Stubborn. And so, my what I think I should have done differently there is probably left the company 3.5 years before I did. Because if you're not happy, they're not happy usually. And so
Mhm.
it's best to leave when you're not happy at a place. And I believe that God is telling you, that that's really not the place for you. So, and I had other things to do. I have my family and to take care of and that kind of thing. So there was other things for me to do. So that's what I would, one of the things that I would do is if you don't like a job, stick with it for a while. But if it's not working out, then you need to leave and go do what you were God given to do.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. You have to, you only have one life, right? And you have to be doing something that is satisfying, that's going to make you happy. Now, that doesn't mean you have to run from challenges. That just means that you have to start focusing in on the thing that is within your wheelhouse, and that's going to drive your purpose and your why, right?
That's
And
right.
but that means that you got to do some soul searching to understand what that is.
Well, it's important for you to be happy. And I think, and I want to bring God into it because God does want us to be fulfilled and happy in what we're doing. And if you're not, then you need to go find what will do that for you.
Yes, absolutely. So, what's been the biggest thing that you've learned from a mentor in the last 6 months?
So I had a painting mentor, and he taught me. I actually had a mentor for about 14 months. He was my mentor, and what I would do is do a painting and send him a painting, and he would critique it, and then it would come back, and I would learn from that particular painting. And so what that did was it gave me immediate feedback on what I was doing, and you can apply this to other things besides painting.
Hmm.
um, you do a project, you get immediate feedback, and then the next project that you do right after that, you can apply those things to the next thing. And so what I would say is try to get immediate feedback and consistent feedback for a long period of time, 6 months to a year, and so that you're improving in one focus area, in a very focused way,
Hmm.
so I just think that it can be, instead of me just sending up one painting to this guy and saying, "Hey, what do you think?" We did it through a consistent um, period of time, and you got to have the time to grow and get what they're teaching into you, internalize it, and so that then it becomes more spontaneous instead
Sure.
of having to just think about it all the time. Becomes a
Yeah. Yeah.
spontaneous thing. You internalize the lessons.
Yes, absolutely. So, as we're talking about this mentor, you had a painting mentor. Help entrepreneurs, Susan, understand from a little bit different perspective around mentorship. I know what you learned from your mentor, but why is it so important that you get a mentor? And some people have multiple mentors, right? Why is that important?
The mentorship is important because you want to be improving with someone that's far better than you. One example would be like when you're trying to get better at bicycle riding, you want to ride with those folks that are much faster than you so that you can try to keep up. And then, so then every time you go out with those people that are much faster than you get just a little faster every time. And then eventually you will be at their level and you'll get faster too. And I think I'm beginning to learn too that the people that you surround yourself with is very important. You can have friends that are always dragging you down, or you can have friends that you are learning from. So you kind of need to you do need to steer yourself to those folks that are going to help you grow.
Yes. Thank you for that response, and answer. An audience, I want to make sure that you understood and picked up on some of the things that Susan is talking about here. Why it's important that you have someone that's like the tour guide versus the travel agent, right? In your life, right? The tour guide is the person that they've already been to the place that you're going. So they can answer questions. They can help you miss some of the missteps that they had, right? Some of those valleys, so that you can have as many peaks as you can.
Well, you can certainly save time with a mentor. You may not make the same mistakes that he did, and he can, definitely forward those to you so that you don't make those mistakes. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, we've all, you've had a lot of success and I've had a lot of success, but we've also all failed at something, right? We've had a time where maybe things didn't work out the way that we wanted it to be. So tell us about, one failure that you had and a lesson that you learned from it.
Not sure if I may have skimmed over that question.
It was there.
I would say the failure I had was not leaving the job fast enough. That was really the main thing. And then I think not taking action or not thinking that you are good enough to make it happen. I think those things are what I struggle with is I can do this and this will, you do have to take a lot of action. You have to try a lot of different things. And I get stagnated because I get overwhelmed and then I don't take the actions I need to take in order to grow my business. And I think a lot of people have that same problem, but I'm learning to overcome that too, not valuing myself enough.
Yes, you just hit the nail right on the head right there. Not valuing yourself enough versus doubting whether you have the ability to do it, right?
Right. Exactly.
We already know you have the ability to do it, right?
Right.
It's you valuing that you can do it, right?
Exactly.
You acknowledging to yourself that I'm already good enough because
exactly.
He said so, right? He said he's not going to give me something that I can't handle.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Exactly.
And that's where that belief comes in that I'm already good enough to do this. I know I have the capacity to take it to another level. And if I don't, then I just get a mentor to help.
That's right. We'll get Cedrick to help us.
Yeah. You said that, okay.
Well, I've been thinking about it actually.
Well, awesome. I like that. That kind of caught me off guard. Cedrick has been stumped.
Oh my goodness. I'm very proud of myself, by the way.
um, so um, if someone wanted to get in contact with you, the best way to get in contact with you would be how?
They can email me at susansterleart.com, or you can phone me, or you can text me at 254-239-4737. You can like my Facebook, Sterle Fine Art Studio, and I have my phone number on there. You can text me or message me or email me. Or either you can go to Susan Sterle Facebook page too and do the same thing.
Okay, and
And
we
then I'm
have that,
also on Instagram too.
and we've put all of that for you folks in the chat on both Facebook as well as on LinkedIn. And you can see it on YouTube as well. So email, website, Facebook, Instagram, all of that is there for you. If you want to reach out to Susan, I can guarantee you folks, you won't be disappointed if you reach out to Susan.
Well,
I can
thank you so
vouch for.
much.
Yeah, absolutely. I can vouch for the high quality of work she has. So a couple more questions before we wrap up. So we know that the journey to entrepreneurship is never an easy one. So what would be 2 or 3 pieces of advice that you would leave with our audience to consider when becoming an entrepreneur?
When you want to become an entrepreneur, I would get a very good CPA and a very good bookkeeper. And I would learn the taxes. And if you get employees, you need to know about, the government employee tax code. And you're going to have to pay quarterly taxes every quarter of the year. And so, because those things are so focused, and usually a business person, unless you're a CPA yourself, isn't going to know those things. And you do not want to learn those things the hard way, which I have learned the hard way, those things. And so try to learn those before you start your business. I would LLC or incorporate, which helps helps all of that too. And then, of course, make sure you have a good brand and some good marketing tools, which I can help you with that, to get out
Awesome.
and sell your services with.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely love that. So, Susan, our last question that I have for you, which is always a really good question. I like to hear the answer to this is if there was a book that was written about you, what would the title of the book be? And what would the summary say in the back of the book about you?
Oh my goodness. Uh, oh, what would the title of the book be? Oh, ah, she's very kind, but she's very stubborn. That's what I would say.
Okay.
She's a perfectionist, and she knows her stuff, um, and she likes to encourage people. I do like to see other people succeed. I really enjoy seeing people that are really good at what they do. I enjoy people, wanting to learn and that kind of thing. Um, so I'm kind of getting off track, but that's kind of what that's all I can think of at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well, maybe you can help me out there.
so Patty, I like this comment that Patty put on here. Says she believed she could, so she did.
Right.
Absolutely love that comment. Thanks, Patty, for that. But you're the marketing, the branding person, so we have to come up with a nice title, right? Because that's what they're going to see on the shelf, and they're going to
Oh,
buy
I
that.
see. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, I have fallen down on the job here. Let's see. Um, she saw that she could do it, and so she did. I mean, let's see.
She did.
Yeah, I think
Story
that's
of
right.
Susan Sterle.
She did. Yeah. Patty Merrick is one of my students, by the way. She's a very accomplished artist herself. So
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Well, look at that. She's tuned in to hear what you're going to say. So thank you, Patty, for tuning into the show. And, I want to thank you very much again, Susan, for being willing to come on the show and be a guest on the show. Everybody needs a little TLC, and I love having people come on Talk Leadership with Cedrick, so we can talk leadership, entrepreneurship, all of those things. So thank you again for coming on the show. I totally appreciate it.
I appreciate you asking me, and thank you for letting me. I actually have never done this before, so it's been a growing experience for me, and
Okay.
so I really appreciate it.
Well, there you go. Now you are ready to go on the talk show circuit.
All right, The Comedian. That's it. That's the title of the book.
Yes. So, folks, some people dream of success and some people just make it happen. I want to thank you for tuning in to Talk Leadership with Cedrick this evening. Hopefully, you picked up something, you learned something, you've gained some valuable, useful knowledge tonight so that you can implement this in your business. Susan is a person that has multiple streams of income. We teach about this. Susan is a person that has taken action in all of her business. We talk about taking massive action, taking it today, not just planning, but taking action on things. So take those things from Susan. Also, we talk about marketing and branding, right? Brand awareness, right? This is what Susan can help you with. So make sure you go to one of her websites. All the information is in the chat. So all you have to do is click and look. Click and look. And then we want you to patronize her business, right? She's an entrepreneur. That means she's open for business. So we want you to partake in some of her business. Make sure tomorrow night, Tuesday night, mark it on your calendar. Tuesday, September 28th, 5:30 Central Time. You need to be tuned in to Talk Leadership with Cedrick. We are going to have the procurement queen, Ms. Denise Williams, on the show. And let me tell you what, folks, if you are trying to get your business certified as a minority-owned business, a woman-owned business, LGBT owned business, you're trying to get contracts with local government, state government, federal government, all of those type contracts, folks, you need to be a certified minority-owned business. And look, minority women, ethnic minority, gender minority, any type of minority, you need to be tuned into the show tomorrow night, because I'm telling you, the procurement queen, Miss Denise Williams, she is serious. She can change the revenue generation in your business just like this by helping you. She walks you through the process. She actually does the work, some of the work for you to get your business certified. Let me tell you, I was not going to do it, because I was not going to get my business certified, because it takes a lot of paperwork and time and energy and effort. And then I found the procurement queen. And let me tell you what, it changed everything. She said, you sign up for this service, I'll take care of it. And just a couple of weeks ago, folks, so I went and signed up for the service. I'm now minority certified on business. I'm certified with as a veteran-owned business. I'm certified now with Houston First. I'm certified with. I just went through the Facebook Supplier Diversity process, HEB diversity certification process. All of those things, folks, happen because of the procurement queen. I'm going to list out tomorrow all the different programs. Now, that's only the first few of them that I listed. I'm going to list out tomorrow night all the other ones that I'm now certified for. And this week, I have 3 more RFPs I have to submit to, and all because of getting these certifications. All right. So don't be on the outside looking in. I'm bringing her live to the show. She's going to share with you all her links so you can become certified as well. So make sure you tune in Tuesday night, September 28th at 5:30 Central Time, and we'll be here. Make sure, folks, as I always tell you, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, and don't be on the menu. Thank you guys, and have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.